Coming up, the Hike and Bike Trail is planning to expand on the Brownsville campus. More in minutes.
Plus, at least one confirmed death from measles here in Texas, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. What you need to know to protect yourself and your loved ones.
And a UTRGV associate professor makes an agricultural breakthrough with a plant you may have at home.
KVAQ-TV starts now.
Hello, vaqueros. We hope you're having a jolly Monday. I am Fernanda Gonzalez.
And I am Alexandra Salazar. This is the 7th spring edition of KVAQ-TV.
Today is Monday, March 3rd.
And at the top of the newscast,
the Hike and Bike Trail on the UTRGV Edinburgh campus is now complete. The project's manager is now revealing a possibility for a hike and bike trail expansion on the Brownsville campus. Perla, what can you tell us?
I'm currently riding on the completed hike and bike trail on the Edinburgh campus. Although it has been completed since December, students claim they did not know about its existence, but are satisfied bikes and scooters are getting a trail of their own. You can expect less wheels on the Bronx Trail thanks to this new trail. Bilingual education sophomore Erica Marin and theater junior Leila Cepeda say they have seen students nearly ran over by scooter users regardless of the signs posted on the trail. Marin recommends the university to advertise the new trail.
Advertise it for sure more, because I feel like if people don't see it on social media, it's like people walking, they're always on their phone, so it's like they're not going to see any sort of type of announcement that they put on the wall. I see always in this area right here, the guys who are skating and all of that, they're always using this area. I feel like it's good that they feel included and seen and that they have their own space.
No, sometimes I don't feel safe on it because of the scooters. Low-key, they go fast. The Bronx Trail's for people who are walking to get around on campus, and if there's a special place for other people who are using scooters and stuff like that to get around, I think that would actually work a lot.
Director of Parking Services Pablo Aguilar released a statement to KVAQ-TV stating he was unaware of anyone promoting the new hike and bike trail on the Edinburgh campus. However, Aguilar says he will reach out to the creative team of the department to plan a way to notify students about the hike and bike trail. It all started when the Texas Department of Transportation awarded a grant to UTRGV to build the Edinburgh campus trail as long as the university followed the department's requests and training requirements. After the prerequisites were completed, TxDOT approved the design and construction of the trail for Edinburgh. UTRGV Assistant Vice President of Strategic Space Planning Gerardo Rodriguez explains the process of how the university collaborated with TxDOT and gathered a contractor through a bidding process.
First, we go through the design process, right? And we hired an engineer, civil engineer, that put the plans and specs together. It's a set of documents, it's the drawings, and it's also what we call a project manual. We give those to the purchasing department, and they post them under their bid opportunities webpage, and they invite contractors that do that kind of work to look at the drawings. If they like the project and they want to bid on it, then they put together a formal bid using the documents that our purchasing department provides them.
The Brownsville campus had its hike and bike trail completed since 2023. However, it was funded by the university. During construction, there was land that was adjacent to the campus that could be a part of the trail to connect the path all around the campus. However, due to the land belonging to the International Boundaries and Water Commission, UTRGV could not use it for the trail. Rodriguez says the Director of Parking and Transportation is currently working on getting approval for the university to acquire the land to continue expanding the trail in Brownsville.
The federal government has been managing some of those properties for many years. UTRGV has requested ownership of some of those properties, and IBWC is open to possibly conveying those properties to us. So knowing that we might get those properties in the near future, we kind of stopped the trail so that it would continue through that property once we get it.
So far, no word on the status of the approval or rejection of the purpose of the IBWC property. For KVAQ-TV in Edinburgh, Perla Cortez.
the Texas Department of State Health Services is reporting an outbreak of measles with 146 cases as of February 28th.
According to the Centers for Disease Control, as of March 3rd, there has only been one reported death, marking the first measles-related fatality within the U.S. in over 10 years.
Although the outbreak is currently still in West Texas, our reporter Jasmine Espinosa has the details on how to prevent the spread. Jasmine?
Measles itself is a viral disease that is characterized by high fevers, rash, and mucus, runny nose, cough, so forth. The fever can be particularly dangerous in young children because it can lead to febrile seizure disorder.
Associate Professor of Medicine, Saratna Guadarrama, says there is a possibility for patients to develop complication with the disease, including ear infection, swelling of the brain, and even miscarriage in pregnant women.
It can cause diarrhea, profuse diarrhea, dehydration because of that, pneumonia, and even encephalitis. Those are in very rare cases, but it can cause encephalitis.
Guadarrama talks about the importance of getting the measles, mumps, and rubella, or MMR vaccination.
Right, the measles, mumps, rubella vaccine, that is so important to have vaccination. There's 2 doses. The first dose from 12 to 15 months, and the second dose around 4 to 8 years old. So it's very important to have those vaccinations, because if not, then very likely the kid is going to get measles and might even lead to death.
Director of Health Services Glenn Gray says the following people are advised not to get the measles vaccine: chronically ill individuals, pregnant women, and children under 6 months. Gray explains the procedures UTRGV has for measles.
We have protocols and plans in place to do mass immunizations if we need to, or mass medication distributions, and so forth.
Diagnostic medical sonography post-baccalaureate student Alexandra Escobedo says she believes if the community is not vaccinated, then the spread of measles will rapidly increase.
I know that it's everybody's choice, but when it comes to things that are treatable or that could potentially evolve because people aren't getting vaccinated, I would say that they do need to take the initiative and remember that we all live together. We're a collective society. We're supposed to be taking care of ourselves so we can take care of each other as well. And that includes kids and elderly. It's not just about us younger people.
UT Health RGV Student Help offers MMR vaccines for $125 for all UTRGV students. According to Gray, if you are a UTRGV employee, the cost of the vaccine is covered. The Hidalgo County Health Department has the vaccine at $10 for children and $20 for adults. The Cameron County, Texas Department has the vaccine at $5 for children and $8 for adults with no insurance. For more information about measles and how to prevent the spread, visit the Center of Disease Control and Prevention website. For KVAQ-TV in Brownsville, Jasmine Espinosa.
What started as a visit to a local aloe vera farm turned into an idea that may change agriculture in the Rio Grande Valley. Fernanda Gonzalez with the story.
Researchers at UTRGV are turning aloe vera peels into pesticide. It all started during the COVID-19 pandemic, when Associate Professor Pasnavita Bastis visited an aloe vera farm, where the plant piqued his interest because of its resistance to insects.
So I found that some places there are like randomly some other plants, they are affected by the insects, but the aloe plants, they are not so much affected, or you can say least affected. Maybe 1 or 2 bite mark is there on the leaves, but it is not so bad.
The Bastis says he believed the plant must have a protective agent that safeguards the sage, which commonly known as the most useful part of the plant. He then brought the plant to his lab, where he tried it by using a bioactivity-guided procedure. The procedure allows researchers to find out which part of the substance has the most powerful effect on living organisms. Graduate chemistry student Brian Ramirez explains the process of turning aloe vera peels into pesticide.
So we place them in the dehydrator, suck out all the moisture. So all we're left with is essentially just the dry peel with no water.
Ramirez says the peels are transformed into a powder. Powder is then mixed with leaves and silica. The mixture is then powered into a column chromatography, which is a device used to separate components based on polarity.
So we'll run through, maybe we'll have 15 compounds in here. And from there, we'll start identifying and purifying to determine which ones are our key points of interest.
According to the batches, the pesticide made in the laboratory has worked well against a couple of types of mosquitoes. Ramirez says the next step of the research is to wait for a collaborator that may help up the scale of the project.
We'll change the procedure methods a little bit so it's more cheaper and easier to produce. That way we can test more on larger farm areas, not just the smaller fields.
The first phase of the project was completed in 2023. For KVAQ-TV in Edinburgh, Fernanda González. Charro Days llegó el miércoles pasado a UTRGV con la charreada, un evento donde los estudiantes pudieron disfrutar de atracciones, comida y una aparición especial de Mr. Amigo 2025. Organizada por Campus Activities Board, Student Activities y Student Union, la charreada ofreció al campus de Brownsville una oportunidad de disfrutar las festividades binacionales de Charro Days. La cultura mexicana brilló en el Student Union Lawn con presentaciones musicales de Mariachi 7 Leguas, baile folclórico y atracciones para estudiantes. Como invitado especial, Mr. Amigo 2025 José Cantoral compartió con KVAQ-TV por qué es significativo celebrar la cultura fronteriza.
Es muy importante que estos festejos los sigamos repitiendo todo el tiempo para que tengamos en el tuétano de nuestros huesos esta visión distinta, globalizada de una comunidad que, sin importar si vienes de México o naciste en Estados Unidos, es una comunidad productiva, una comunidad que es muy talentosa.
Cantoral también expresó su gusto en visitar la universidad, la cual es una de las primeras paradas de Mr. Amigo en la ciudad.
Maravilloso cómo ha crecido, porque yo la conocí cuando era muy pequeña. Y ahora, bueno, verla tan grande, tan fuerte y tan reconocida en el estado de Texas, me llena de orgullo, porque yo también me siento parte de la comunidad y ahora compartiendo esta medalla, pues mucho más.
UTRGV y Mr. Amigo formaron parte del desfile internacional de Charro Days este sábado pasado, continuando con las festividades en ambos lados de la frontera.
Coming up after the break, UTRGV women's basketball is getting ready for the Southland Conference Tournament. This is KVAQ-TV. The UTRGV women's basketball team has clinched a spot in the Southland Tournament in its first run in the new conference. Desiree Villanueva has more on the story.
UTRGV women's basketball continues to practice hard as they wrap up their season. From exciting victories to tough losses, the 2024-2025 regular season was filled with highs and lows. The win over Nicole State University Saturday, February 22nd, marked a historic achievement for the Vaqueros, who set a program record for the most conference wins in a single season with 10 victories as of last Friday. UTRGV women's basketball finished its season this past weekend against the University of New Orleans. Results of that game are available at goutrgv.com. Women's basketball showed dedication throughout the regular season with standout performances from junior forward Charlotte O'Keefe and freshman guard Elizabeth Romer, marking a milestone as head coach Lane Lord secured his 85th victory, tying him with Larry Tidwell for the most wins in program history. Lord speaks on the mentality on the team for the conference tournament.
We're at the end of the year now where it's more mental than physical because we've been going since June, and these guys are, everybody's tired. Every team's tired. But we got to, number one, make sure we're healthy going into the tournament and make sure we rest our bodies and eat the right things. We'll have a week where we'll practice a couple days, take a day off, and then practice a couple days. So we'll work on our mental and physical approach. That's during the conference tournament.
As the Southland Conference Tournament approaches, the Vaqueros are set to compete in the postseason, aiming to secure a spot in the NCAA tournament. For KVAQ-TV in Edinburgh, Desiree Villanueva.
Spurs head coach Greg Popovich has announced he's stepping away from the court for the remainder of the season. In a news release posted on Facebook Thursday, Popovich stated, quote-unquote, "I will continue to focus on my health with the hope that I can return to coaching in the future." Popovich suffered a stroke last November and has not coached since October 31st.
here at UTRGV. As Brownsville's economy grows, a student organization is helping vaqueros learn valuable skills to join the workforce. Reporter Victor Ortega with the details.
In mid-February, the International Business and Entrepreneurship Student Association held its first meeting of the semester. In the meeting, the group discussed its goals of learning the ins and outs of the business world from industry professionals and their plans for spring. KVAQ-TV spoke with the visa officers to learn what the group offers to students.
You learn a lot in university, you learn the theory, but we want to get you prepared for the workforce.
Forging the next leaders of the RGV is the motto of the International Business and Entrepreneurship Student Association, an organization started in 2023 based on the Brownsville campus seeking to help students join the global market space after college. The group provides members the opportunity to learn skills and insights from within the industry, as president of IVISA, Hervé González, explains.
We saw an opportunity to connect the industry with the university student population, right? In terms of taking students out to the companies, getting tours of facilities, getting workshops from people from the industry, networking events, going to conferences.
IVISA has been successful in collaborating with several organizations from the Rio Grande Valley and beyond, including Vantage Bank, the State of Brownsville, and the Consulate of Mexico. The organization also brings guest speakers to share knowledge and experiences with the Brownsville student community, such as last semester's founder and owner of Palenque Group, Francisco Ochoa, and founder and CEO of Forloco Mexico, Roberto Lee, in 2023. Vice President of Operations, Daniela Zelaya, shares what events the group will be hosting this semester.
We do have the International Week, which will be during the first week of March. And we're also planning to do our workshop to CBP and probably a workshop to SpaceX and also another event called Vaquero Talk.
Executive Vice President Rodrigo Chapa explains how students can join IVISA.
You can follow us on Instagram in ivisa.utrgv and check out our link tree and join to our WhatsApp and see what are the events that are coming up. Please join IVISA if you are an international business or entrepreneur major, or if you are from any major. We are welcome to all majors. So if you want to join IVISA and learn a little bit more about business here in the Valley, feel welcome to join.
In association with the Accountant Society, IVISA will be hosting a government leadership panel at 3:30 p.m. today in El Gran Salon at the Brownsville campus. For KVAQ-TV in Brownsville, Victor Ortega.
Thank you for joining us, Vaqueros.
Watch us on VCast monitors and on social media.
For KVAQ-TV, I am Fernanda González.
And I am Alexander Salazar.
Visa.